everyone, welcome to this News9 special. I am Krishnakumar. This special is all about celebrating the launch of our brand new path-breaking docu-series, This Is Me. It's dropping today on News9 Plus, the world's first news OTT platform. Before I tell you all about the show and all about the guests joining us on the show, take a look at this sneak peek.
Who am I?
Nobody can crack that mystery.
There is a certain expectation of me.
That's the only contradiction.
Life itself is stranger than fiction.
I was a perfectly normal person born in an abnormal world.
I really didn't understand why is it different.
Just imagine a child who is bullied every day.
Boys school में कुछ लड़का लोग मेरे साथ sexual abuse किए.
मुझे तेरे बारे में सब पता है और मैं तेरा रेप कर लूँगा.
You also start to stigmatize.
अरे ये तो time pass है.
Sex doesn't come in the picture, sex comes very late.
Then there are man-made narratives.
Why do you walk like that? Why do you sway so much? So you can understand the trauma of a person who's trapped in a wrong body.
But nothing can bind life.
We have to reclaim the lost position. We fought for more than 10 years.
Today I'm the mother of the industry.
I'm a first transgender member judge.
You can't walk in everybody's shoes.
This is what I'm comfortable with. They just are what they are.
You become the light yourself.
That is the change that I was looking for.
When I recognize myself is a small story, but it's an interesting one.
This Is Me is dropping on News9 Plus, the world's first news OTT platform. And to tell you all about this, I have with me in the studio the filmmaker behind this once-in-a-lifetime path-breaking documentary, Arpita Chatterjee. And we also have two of the stars of this documentary, Abhina Aher, trans woman and global transgender activist, and Sylvie Rodgers, makeup and hair designer. Thank you all of you for taking time out to be with us. And what a time to be doing the show, to have this documentary come out into the world. We've had Thailand become the first Southeast Asian nation to legalize same-sex marriage. What a time to have this conversation. But Arpita, you thought about this much before this. It, in a sense, is a visionary docu-series that we're talking about. Tell us, why This Is Me?
Because that's how I am.
That's it.
Honestly speaking, Krishna, that why this show? First of all, this is something which I directed. That is not something that I have been doing. I primarily is an actor, and then I have my production house. So this is something completely new to me.
Yeah.
It's my first docu-series that I have directed. But yes, this subject, I must tell you very honestly, as I told you that primarily I am an actress. So for last 2 decades when I was acting, before that I was in modeling, my entire circle was from the community. And still my closest friend, the only friend, he is also from the community. So my entire, life, you can say, when I was like 15, 16 years old, from that time I started working until now, my entire circle, most of the friends, I was and I have been surrounded by this community people. I hate to say this word, I must say this community people. I mean, we all are from community people, for God's sake. But yeah, technically, to make all the other people and audience understand. So I felt that they are something who is more genuine than so-called straight people. They are more honest. They are not hypocrite like straight people. And I, being a woman, straight or not straight, I'm not getting into that deliberation.
We'll be fluid about that.
So I felt very, very comfortable with them rather than the straight or heterosexual person or guy or any guy. I'm married, I'm a mother, but besides those points, that is my genuine feeling that I felt from my within all through the years. And now I have reached at a point that I thought that I must do something which is not to earn money or fame. With God's grace, I have enough, both of that thing. But I should do something for the society, for the people, right? So I thought that this is something, and I only know this creative side. I can't do anything else other than either acting or producing or directing. So I thought, okay, let me produce and direct something which is about the community, because it's high time that people should know everything about this community from A to Z. I tell you, Krishna, I can give you in the writing that 99% people,
Maybe more.
That's why I said that 99% people, I mean maybe the 1% people, they actually know this subject.
Yeah.
99% people, they don't know the subject, and they form their opinion very loudly, proudly, and yeah. So I thought that this is high time you first know that, okay, this is black, this is pink. Then you say, I don't like pink, I don't like purple, or I like pink. First you know what is it. So that was my take on the entire thing, that this is something which is, I call it, is the Bible of the subject.
Absolutely. So, talking about creating the Bible on this very important subject, Arpita, who's a driving force behind the show, it's her brainchild. So let's take a look at the director's cut.
For over 2 decades, I have created many works of fiction. And I have always felt that life itself is stranger than fiction. By and large, sex and sexuality is viewed as a taboo subject. And there is a pushback against the community. Thankfully, in India, we have recognized the universal nature of human life. Section 377 has been repealed. And to me, intent is just as important as outcome. That's what makes us so unique.
Well, intent, outcome, and it's not just about Section 377, isn't it? That's the whole point of making this documentary, because people, the moment they talk about the subject, they think about, Section 377 has been repealed, but it goes far, far beyond that, isn't it, Arpita?
That's right. I mean, this documentary, this is timeless. It is not only for Pride Month. This is not for just one issue. Again and again, I'm telling you, this is something that everybody, from kids to any age, any gender, they all should watch it just to know what is it. They don't know.
That's the whole point of this show, and as well as this brand new, one-of-a-kind, path-breaking documentary that's dropping on News9 Plus, world's first news OTT platform, for a reason too, so that you get the news literally on this community and this subject before you form your opinion. So we're telling you to make sure you download the News9 Plus app and watch This Is Me at the earliest. It's already on the app. Before we go any further, it's time now to get the stars of this documentary into this conversation as well. We have Sylvie Rodgers and Abhina Aher in the studio. Thank you, both of you, first of all, for being a part of this documentary, and second of all, for being with us on this show again as well. First, Sylvie, let's take a look at some glimpses of you from the documentary, and then we'll come to you. Let's take a look at Sylvie.
As tiny as we were, while growing up, we were put into boarding school. There was a female gender with us. Adam just got Eve, you know what I mean? As a 6-year-old or 8-year-old, I would have thought that I'm a female gender. Later on in life, I became a young teenager, blooming into a young, pretty little girl. I went into college. I was always attracted to boys. The first boy was taking a lot of care of me. My hormones start jumping because I never knew I was a guy. Where did I go wrong? Today, I'm the mother of the industry. Even in the Bollywood, everybody says, oh, Mama Sylvie's come. The boy, Henry Rodgers, who was in school, and now the girl, Dr. Sylvie Rodgers, who's two different personalities. Somehow I've been in the news from the age of 16 for all the wrong reasons.
From the age of 16 in the news for all the wrong reasons, and now in the news for all the right reasons, Sylvie. What a time to be here on the show. I mean, before we go any further, I just want to ask you, what does it feel like today sitting here having this open conversation? You know, as Arpita keeps talking about, there's so much pushback around. There was so much pushback. But thankfully, with documentaries like This Is Me, we're making sure that there will be no pushback on this subject, on this topic. But you've seen all that pushback. You've been in the news for the wrong reasons. And now you're here in the news studio for just the right reasons. What does it feel like?
Freedom. Freedom at last. Freedom of emotions, freedom of living your own life, freedom of being yourself, freedom of being who am I, and the last but not the least of being accepted, whichever way you want to say it. At last, society has looked up to us because we have people like Arpita ji, who knows about us, who's been close to hearts of people like us, who knows that we were always thought as not part of society like we are usually called, another community. So the feeling is great being here today, and I feel most happy because being the mother of the generation, like everybody started calling me mommy because not because I look like one, I look like grandmommy, but I'm glad, I'm glad with mommy. I'm glad with mommy. But the fact remains is that, you know, I kind of was myself from 16, today I'm 60 plus, which is, you know, I feel so happy.
Really? Can't tell. You
Nobody
can't
can tell, yeah.
Come on, you're being kind to me. Anyways, it's been a long journey, and for me, it was extremely difficult in the beginning because in those days, in the period days, you know, people literally spat on people like us, literally. So, and today, people look up to people like us. I'm not saying the whole nation. I'm saying most of them have started realizing there is someone out there, you know, and they are very talented people, like Arpita ji says. So I'm so happy to know that on my way out to the other planet, I feel that at last my community, I would put it as in, have got wings and are allowed to do what we want to do with ourselves.
Sylvie, before we go any further, we hope you're in this planet for a much, much longer period of time before you go to any other planet, so to speak. You know, stay with us. Let me also quickly bring in Abhina as well. Abhina, you have an incredible story to tell. You told us that story on This Is Me. Here's a quick glimpse on the highlights of Abhina Aher on This Is Me.
I was born as a boy, but I always wanted to become a woman. I didn't want to play with the male friends, I didn't want to be with them. I wanted to wear beautiful frocks and I wanted to play with dolls. My wardrobe was changing and my mother was not happy about it. I had nobody to talk to. I was suicidal all the time. I was surviving as a sex worker. There was no respect because right now the discrimination that I am facing is just because of transgender. So the stigma comes to us naturally. So I use dance as an expression to talk about gender and sexuality. We are neither man or neither woman. We are a third gender. So diversity is nature. Nobody actually taught me to become a woman. I have spent my 25 years to become a woman. I will keep it like that till the time I will live.
I hope with every single glimpse, you get an idea of how powerful this path-breaking new documentary is. The docu-series, it's a 5-part docu-series, This Is Me, that has just dropped on News9 Plus, world's first news OTT platform. Abhina, I was there, you know, with Arpita ji, when we were doing your interviews. It was an emotional time for you, even, recollecting all that you went through and sitting in front of the camera and telling us your story, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is me. Every time, and it's just not me. I think every time a trans person goes through that kind of a trauma, they relive their moments. Those moments are not the happy moments, and those moments are the moments that also push them towards become more liberated, more assertive. and at the same time more determined about what change they want to see. And I just want to congratulate TV9 and this entire initiative. This is me, Arpita especially. I think, girl, I mean, this is for sister, right? Like, you made us proud. I think it is coming at the right time. And exactly as Arpita said, that this is not about pride. This is about us. This is about LGBTQ+++++. And I think people were aware about us. We were always there. Right? There was no moment in the globe that we were not there. By nature, we are supposed to be here. It's just that whether you close eyes or you open arms to accept us as what we are and respect us. And we are not asking for your mercy. What we are asking for our rightful place in the society. And that's what we are determined to. And, we are not even asking, we are going to take it. Like, this is something that we really believe in ourselves as. As you see right now, the previous LGBTI community that was struggling, it has come a long way. This 25 years, yesterday I was seeing a typewriter when the first LGBTI pride flag was stitched. In the news, and it has been exactly 24 years to do that. So it has been a long, 1978, that was the time when, not for 24, and more than that, but I mean, that it was such an emotional moment when I saw that picture, is that somebody thought to give us a voice. And I think through this web series, we are amplifying those voices. We are making those voices reach to people, help them understand, come over their myths, and just accept us what we are. We can find our own destiny. What we need is a space on this earth which is as inclusive as possible could be.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about inclusivity, isn't it, Arpita? I mean, one of the prime motivations, I'm guessing, behind making this documentary is that term, inclusivity. Make sure we include as many people as part of this one society. As you say, there is no like that community, this community. We are one community. We should include as many as possible, isn't it, Arpita?
Exactly. I mean, I still don't understand that why they are questioned.
Exactly.
I mean, will I be questioned? Why do I have two hands?
Yes.
Will you question why sun rises from the east? So all I'm trying to say that it is very natural.
Yeah.
It is all about nature. It is all about science.
Yeah.
So how one can question science or nature? So I don't understand. Still don't understand that who are raising these questions. If they are not so-called normal, none of us are normal. If they are from the community, we all are from the community.
The human community.
Yes. Exactly.
And not only human community, Krishna, I must tell you here at this point that, the way the subject is fluid, in the show the people will get to know the sexual preference. It's a very, very fluid subject. It varies with the time, with your atmosphere, your time, your everything. I mean, it's not a sacrosanct thing, okay? So it is fluid, it is ever changing, right? So therefore this subject itself also, it is ever changing. See this, the way you said that 2 days back, the Thailand, it's a big thing that they have done. They have made the legitimated thing for the same-sex marriage. So when we are talking this or people are watching, we don't know, somewhere in the world some improvement, something is happening. So what I'm trying to say, it is all that is also fluid. Right? So everything is fluid. Everything, this entire universe is bloody fluid. So why only they will be asking questions?
Yeah, Sylvie, I mean, the way Arpita is talking about, it's all fluid. Thankfully, it's fluid because we need to see so many more changes. Legally, societally, culturally, so many things. It's good that it's fluid right now. It's not stuck, because we need to see so much change. And one of the reasons why we have this path-breaking documentary is that we want to see change, isn't it, Sylvie?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see all along, Krishna. I always wanted to see that, before I pass on, as I said, that I would have definitely wanted to see this one thing happen, that we should never be questioned that we want to marry, we want to love, we want to have a family. I mean, why just us being questioned? Why just us being told, you can't marry a man just because you're a man? I mean, who the hell are you? So this is what I question myself all my life. When is this change going to come? With all due respect to women like her, who has stood up for the topic, who has stood up for the people, who have stood up for us. Now today, there is fluidity, that's what we're talking, inclusiveness as we're talking. So in my heart, I feel much happier that at least today, people are looking at two men walking hand in hand, they don't snigger anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Thank God for that. Because when I walked hand in hand with a man, 35 years back, I was spat upon. You know, I was pointed out. This is something strange. And today, I'm being paid to be in that society. It's so strange.
They make movies about it.
Yes, it's so strange, you see. So I'm very happy at the end of the road that God has answered my prayer, because He made us all equal. Come on, we are all equal.
Yeah.
He made us all, we have the people on earth has distinguished, no, you are not meant to be, you are meant to be, and you are not going to be.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Abhina, one is the same-sex marriage and sexual preference. The other is sexual identity.
Yes.
I mean, and you are a global transgender activist. You know, talk to us about your journey, you know, up until reaching this documentary, when we got this call for this documentary, and all that you've seen as an activist.
Yeah.
And you know, and what does it feel like when you come and say down, this is me?
Yeah, I think I worked at the grassroots level, and my journey comes from my own struggles. So, like for example, I was a software engineer, and I left my career because I wanted to work for my community. There was a huge amount of struggle because I come from a vernacular medium of school, and I think the literature on LGBTI was not. It was completely missing at that space. So we were understanding on myths and misconception, not the real facts. So you know, you can understand our gender recognitions, our sexual identity acceptance delayed because of that, because we had no information about this entire fact. And throughout my journey, I reached to a various important points. Like for example, despite of education, I had to do a sex work to survive. There was nobody who was willing to give me a job. You know, because they were putting me into the boxes of to be a man who I was not like that, you know. And I think the problem is that as I say in the documentary also, the entire society was trying to find a man inside my body, and I was blossoming with my womanhood. So you know, that journey, the entire thing that I survived, I think I got the energies from the people I helped. You understand?
Wow.
I derived the energy from them. I'm nobody, to be honest with you, I feel. And globally also, when we started talking about it, you know, we in India for the first time got the transgender NALSA judgment in 2014. I took that to the Bangladesh. I took that to the Nepal. They made the changes over there. Then I took it at the global level. So when we were talking the success story and case studies from the grassroots levels of India, people at the other countries were getting inspired. And they were astonished, saying that, oh my God, you have so many genders. Because in Western countries, they were only following either you have to be male or a female.
Correct.
And when they saw, you know, that, oh my God, you are like a beautiful rainbow umbrella. You have so many identities and you are embracing it. Your Kama Sutra embraces it. You know, other scriptures.
Epics
also. Literature. So your name, Krishna, what Krishna says? Krishna says that it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what your gender you are. I am the ultimate one. You have to come to me and I will make you revive again. You know, that's what the philosophy is. So I think it is all about live and let live. And that is the philosophy that we all have to follow. We are here on this earth for a purpose. And each of us are going to find that purpose, but without discriminating each other and refraining their way to the success. That is the key about it, is that I'm not asking for your favor, but I'm asking for my rightful place in this society. And that's what I will take it.
Right. Just one question. You know, you carry this message across the world, but after having traveled across the world and carried the message, and then coming and sitting in front of the camera in front of Arpita ji and talking about it, you know, what was going through your mind at that point in time?
Yeah, I think I feel liberated, honestly. You know, I think you can do whatever you want to do at the global level, but when your country really, today I am sitting as a National Council member with Government of India. for everything, the Ministry of Social Justice calls me and asks me what needs to be done about the transgender people. That's a huge recognition from the government of India. And I think coming from that level where I was standing on the railway tracks for 20 rupees to this level where I am trying to tell government what needs to be done for our community is a huge success. And that success is not mine. That success is the success of the community, because they fought this battle together without getting kind of laid back or without even finding themselves contempt about it. They fought really hard, and we've lost a lot of lives. I'm telling you about this. Unfortunately, when we will dig the history, we will realize how many people we have lost in this battle because of the HIV/AIDS, because of the stigma. Young people lost their lives because of the suicidal cases. 24 years, 21 years. Today, I run an organization and we get children at the age of 15, 16 who have left their education because their teachers are molesting them, because they've been facing discrimination at the educational sector, because educational sector is only talking about good touch and bad touch, not beyond that. So I think when I sit here, when I come from a global level and I sit here and I talk to you, Krishna, I feel that work is not done. I still have to do a lot of things before I close my eyes.
Right, and a huge part of that work has been done by Arpita. What was it like for you when you're listening to these stories? These are incredible stories, and I go back to what you say, reality is stranger than fiction, isn't it?
I cried. And I can promise you that whoever will be watching this show, though it is called docu-series, they must be thinking it is full of information, loaded with information. It's not. I mean, definitely informations are there, but embedded with the real heart-wrenching stories of my main protagonists, like Sylvie mom, then there's Abhina ji, and I have other protagonists also. So from a director's perspective, I treated this series as any entertainment series. It's not only very preachy, very information loaded, boring docu-series. It is as entertaining as any other entertaining series. Why? Because the series is talking about all my protagonists' real life and real stories, and life is stranger than fiction. We all know that.
Absolutely.
So it's very, very heart-wrenching series. They will cry. I cried. So I'm sure all the viewers, they will cry. I just hope that the people, they download News9 Plus app and watch this program.
That's right.
That's right. That will be the actual success, not only for me or for them, for anybody. It is, that will be the success for the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our society as a whole, to be more inclusive. We're talking about protagonists on this path-breaking documentary. Let's take a look at another protagonist who is not with us in the studio, but is indeed part of this incredible docu-series. Let's take a look at Lakshmi.
मैं लक्ष्मी नारायण त्रिपाठी. जब मैं पैदा हुई, then the doctor said that the child is male. छोटी थी तो लोग मुझे चिढ़ाते थे क्योंकि मैं बहुत feminine थी. Till then I didn't know what is stigma or discrimination. I was just a simple child. When I was in 5th standard and I was abused because of my femininity. मेरा dual life हो गया. And life went on. I didn't even ask anybody who I am. At a very young age, I started my own dance school, and the stage gave me the ability to not to be scared of anybody. It was my art which was accepted. Today I am with the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. I am with the Human Rights Commission, and with the UN I am on the think tank also. I was always a girl.
What a story, and how many stories like that are over there. Sylvie, you were the first one to react to that one, weren't you?
I said that's Lakshmi for sure. I know personally, so I know that's Lakshmi for sure.
But talk about Lakshmi, talking about you, talking about Abhina. These are stories of triumph now. From absolute trauma to triumph. That's been the story of Lakshmi. That's been your story. That's been Abhina's story, isn't it, Sylvie?
Yeah, because it's been a long journey, obviously, because you don't get triumph till you have to go through some pain. Like they say, no pain, no gain, you know what I mean? And that's in reality then when you come to this age, now I always wish I was back in my 20s in today's era, I'd probably become a heroine of some movie.
Still can, I will cast you, I promise.
So you see,
movies are not just about young 20-year-olds anymore. You know that.
Of course, yeah.
Well,
You never
anyways,
know.
the fact remains is that it's always very, 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 very stressful when you look back at your life. Like when I was shooting with Arpita Ji, I remember they asked me a question and I almost broke into tears, I think.
know,
Am I right?
know, yeah.
And
It is there. That
oh,
you
is
were
it?
crying, yeah.
And after that, I got uncontrollable because when you look back at your own life and what you go through in life, you don't realize the pain that you're going through. You don't realize it's an open operation. You're literally on a whole wide table that's like the universe, and you're there being chopped, and you're just going through that road. And when you come out of it, you say, oh, I'm out of the ICU. Like I tell myself today, I'm out of the ICU. Now I'm Mama Sylvie. So with a lot of due respect, I've got the biggest title in this world, a mother.
Yeah.
Everybody calls me Mama.
Yeah.
Now what else more than that?
Yeah.
What else more than that?
Yeah.
So you see, I have got what I wanted, respect. I didn't want anything in my life. Honestly, I came from the poorest family. I didn't want anything. I just wanted my siblings to survive. I only wanted that. But I got much more than I wanted. I got the title of being a mother today. What else can I want? So I am triumphal anyways. I'm only hoping that our government picks up more points at this and listens to women like Arpita Ji and makes a bigger leap, not a move. Because moving at this pace, we'll all vanish.
Yeah.
And it'll be another galaxy altogether. So I'm only hoping things move a bit quicker.
I'm very hopeful, Krishna, because the way she said that 35 years back, the kind of struggle that she faced, the new generation, I'm sure their struggle is much, much lesser. Now we can see in all the OTTs, all the series, most of the series is this angle is there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and it's been shown sensitively.
Yeah,
Sensitively, and they've not made it vulgar either.
Yeah,
They made
yeah.
it very sensitive.
So, yeah, absolutely.
I agree with you. The younger
Absolutely.
generation is finding it much easier because
Correct.
people like us have grazed our asses off. You know what I mean?
So these are the signals, very good positive signals that we are getting, and if we, the people, the society, if we accept that, then this court, law, these agendas and these movements, irrelevant, not needed.
I agree with you. Totally agree with you.
The one other thing I wanted to ask you is that, one is gender identity. We have so much to talk and so much to understand about it. And the other is sexuality. Another subject that just people don't want to discuss it. It's just completely off the table. Even today, in most households, even today, isn't it? And that is another subject that is taken up as part of This Is Me.
Absolutely. I just have two main pillars of the show. One is gender identity and the second one is sexual orientation or sexual preference, right? So yeah, this show deals with that, and you are very rightly you said that still it is a taboo subject. So I'm really excited to be here. So I must divulge this thing that after this subject, the next subject that is there in my mind to make a similar kind of series, heart-wrenching series on women's sexuality.
Yeah, that will be great. Honestly, that will be great. Yeah. Because all said and done, the men in this society are much more opener than the women are. A woman, very hardly, even in my circle, even my whole circle, I hardly get a woman to come up to me and say, Sylvie, I'm a lesbian. I think in my whole life I must have heard it thrice only from 3 women in my whole life of 35 years. But when I go to meet with, we're meeting together and we're all drinking and all getting drunk, then I get to see there are more than 10, 12 hanging around.
Correct.
Yeah.
You see, so it is so in the closet still for women because of our society. There again comes society.
Yeah.
You see, and they are facing a really tough time. a really tough time, because you see people just find it so weird if two women just want to kiss each other. You know what I mean?
Similar for you, Abhina, in your circle as well?
Yeah, but you know what we need to understand is that when we talk about sexuality and gender, though they are two important things, but they crisscross. So
Yeah.
like for example, I am a transgender woman, but I can be gay. I can still love another trans woman. There's no compulsion to me that I have to love a man. You know, so sexuality is different than gender, and that's what people need to understand. When we talk about issues of women, we deal with the men who were born as women, trans men. And their journey, when we see in a patriarchal society how they've been suppressed, how they've been corrected, and how they've been bullied and raped by their own family members is traumatizing.
Yeah.
And I think we need to understand that, you know, sometimes I feel because I've transitioned from male to female, I'm much more privileged in that case compared to a trans man, because then that they have to climb the entire ladder where they've been first misunderstood as a lesbian woman and then coming out to their manhood, and the struggle to correct their bodies to do that. I think Aryan subject is there, and Aryan is amazing, the first bodybuilder. I mean, Aryan and I started a lot of work on trans men almost a decade back, and it has come a long way. But I'm trying to say to you, as this is me, this series I'm going to tell you is going to open another chapter on acceptance. And I'm really hoping that Arpita, you don't stop here. There are so many subjects that you have to do, and I think the LGBT communities has, you know, kind of awakened the director inside you. Don't let it sleep. Have more and more movies, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. Irrespective of my work and job, I mean, you all will be part of my life. Until and unless you are stopping me,
No, we make you the president.
I mean, you have all become part of my life.
We need more champions like you.
Thank you.
More champions
Thank
like you.
One last thing, Arpita, you know, before we throw this open to the people watching this in India and across the world, for them to make sure that they download News9 Plus and watch This Is Me. Just a note from the director, from the filmmaker, how difficult was it putting this together? I mean, so many interviews. I mean, these interviews weren't just like for 5 or 10 minutes. They sometimes lasted a half a day or sometimes an entire day.
You know that.
So tell us all the hardships that you went through putting this together.
First of all, I would like to thank this network and everybody from this network, the biggest network of our country. Thank you so much for trusting me and taking this series, and they are carrying this series in News9 Plus app. So I am really, really grateful and thankful to them. And to answer your question, actually, you know something, it was a 2 years process from the time I conceived, and today it is there up and running in the app. It's a 2 years time that it took, and this entire 2 years time I enjoyed every bit of it. There are a lot of obstacles, hurdles, production, budget, this, that, and all. Then post-production problems. It were there. Those all were there as part of the production. You know that. But I loved every bit of it, and when it got over, I mean, it's done. The final cut is there in my hand. I actually felt a vacuum, that I was with all these people like a family, even when I'm not shooting, of course. I felt so, you know, complete. And I don't know, happy. And when it was done, I said, oh my God, I'm alone again.
Was it like a childbirth?
Of course, this is the delivery, of course.
So, but the after childbirth, I know the child will be there with you. But suddenly I thought that no, I'm alone.
I still have to.
They're not there.
You're not alone, because we're a huge committee and there's a lot of topics to cover still.
Yeah, so that what I'm trying to say, that it's not problem that I felt. I enjoyed every bit of it, the entire process, the production, pre-production, production, post-production. I enjoyed a bit, and I really got very, very emotional with this subject. I don't know whether it is a good thing or bad thing being a director. I should treat a project like a project, but I seriously didn't take this project or handle this project as a project. It was so close to my heart. So I mean, so many times I just cried while the editing was going on, just hearing the story, and there was a struggle between me and my editor that I keep saying, I have to keep this thing. I have to keep this thing. And he's saying that, no, ma'am, you just edit it. It will look good. I mean, I just want to keep all of them. So if you ask me, it would have been, I mean, one series only with her, another series only with her. So it's like that. They are like an ocean. Their life, their knowledge, their contribution, their triumph, their success stories, it's like ocean. Krishna, you, I are nothing in front of them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Arpita, we're coming to the end of the show. I want you to send out one message. We need to send out one message to all those watching as to why they should be watching This Is Me. Let me begin with Abhina. Tell the viewers watching this show why they should, your message to them and why they should be watching This Is Me.
I think this is us. Watch us, connect with us. There will be some parts of your life that will connect to us definitely. We are part of you. We are not alien person. And I think this should be the journey of acceptance for all of you. And I think through this you should learn more and you should accept more.
Learn more, accept more. Sylvie.
Well, actually, I would say, on the other hand, they should just not watch us. Watch us with sensitivity. It should be more sensitive that there are people who are like us, and they should ask themselves who they are more than asking us who we are, because we are the ones who are teaching them something. It's all about love. It's all about being included. So I just feel if they just watch with a little more sensitivity, be more sensitive towards watching lives like hers, mine and hers, all three different people out here, I think it'll grow into a much more loving circulation of people. We need more love and compassion. It's not that we need work. We need more love and compassion. And that could change the whole system automatically. It could change everything. If the authorities think, why not allow two men to marry? It's just love they're looking for. They're not destroying the world. It'll change.
Yeah.
So that's all I ask the generation to see is just look for love. Just be more sensitive. Live and let other people live. That's it. This is me.
Watch without prejudice, but with sensitivity. Arpita, your outtake.
It's an eye-opener.
Yes.
And who won't want it to get more knowledge and information? If you don't watch it, then
you're missing out.
You will be behind,
Yeah.
because this series is not only talking about their life, also bringing the 360 degrees perspectives, the medical, historical, societal, legal, I mean, name anything. It is completing the entire circle, not only India, but international perspective as well.
Yeah.
So if you don't watch it, you will be behind.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do that.
Yeah. If you don't
so better you watch it.
If you don't watch it, you will be behind. But if you do watch it, you will be ahead of the curve, because that's how good this path-making documentary is. This Is Me is now out on News9 Plus, world's first news OTT. You make sure you download the app, watch This Is Me 5-part docu-series, and there'll be more of it coming your way as well if the filmmaker behind This Is Me, Arpita, is to be believed. Thank you, Arpita,
Thank you
Sylvie,
so much.
and Abhina for joining us. And thank you all of you for watching. This is Krishnakumar signing off.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए। और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
There are beautiful golf courses, there are well played golf courses, there are great greens, but I think we are a combination of everything.
Now, because of the nature friendly atmosphere here, plenty of water, you can hear the birds. So lots and lots of birds live on this golf course.
Every corner you have a different vista. You have the beautiful Sayadri range behind you, and it's just endless. It keeps going on and on and on and on. So I think no matter what floor you are, you're always slapped in the face by this most amazing view that takes your breath away for a second.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. You're watching News9 Live and I'm Sriya Kundu here with all the latest stories that are doing the round, but with